Hola. Ninjas in Pyjamas starting on the defensive side of Overpass. I love me some Overpass.
Yes.
Now let's see, get right. Once again will be the smoke grenade and diffuse kit man. P254 exists. He's bought one for himself. No raid bossu for the T side. He will have the flash and the smoke grenade as well. And they creep. They creep through connector. Close range, advantageous numbers game. Nobody there. Nobody home. They will have to move on. Dennis around the toilets, around the bogs. Standing outside the entrance to the women's toilets. That is dodgy, Dan. That is very dodgy indeed.
Yes, it is. And Dennis will fall back. He'll try to. He has to hug the bin. The bin is his best friend now as the bomb has gone down. Nice support from his teammates. Rez in the back and Dennis in the front. Dennis down in the front, now Rez in the back again. Looking to see what damage he can do with the USP from a distance as he peeks onto long as well. But the damage is coming in, although maybe not enough here for Fnatic's standpoint, because they are just fighting here and not really being on the better end of it, and they have that disadvantage with this Glocks anyway. So they'll go back towards toilets, towards connector, towards sewers, and maybe into that B-bomb site for a plant. We'll see if they're fortunate enough for that. We do have Get Right sitting on that bomb site. He has a kit and smoke as well. Good smoke off short. If the time goes low enough, that would be a great play. But Fnatic, they got to be careful here. It feels like they're just trying to get a pick. If they don't get one, there's not much for them to be able to do here. Nice smoke coming in, though, to try to plant.
I would love to clear the site, though. Make it a winning play. Unable to do that. Solid start for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Man like Rez. Frederick Sterner. I wonder where the Rez comes from. Maybe the RE's from the Frederick? Frederick, not Frederick, excuse me. Oh, the hand wraps. I did enjoy these when I had them. They go well with a Bowie fade on the T side. There's Crim's lovely ruby. What do you call it? Scissors, the scissors knife, butterfly knife. I saw some fake ass ballad songs in Chinatown in San Francisco yesterday. Blunt. I had a nice marble fade though and other things, but blunt one is not for me. It's illegal to bring them to the UK as well. If you have one already though, it's not illegal to own. Some weirdnesses like that. JW has a French gun. He's got some nice purple combination going on, but this FAMAS probably isn't the one for this combo.
Gucci Club.
Continues to make some money for himself, but now he'll try to make things more expensive. The CTs will look for a weapon, but there is no weapon. He's thrown it away. FAMAS would be acceptable for the next round. SMG less than ideal. Very limited range. Damage fall off is not really what you're looking for. So he sacrificed a bonus $300 for 2250 taken out of the hands of Ninjas in Pyjamas. And now Fnatic are here with the AK-47s. The first buy round for them. Rez with a very aggressive play through the smoke by the fountain position. A joy to be able to hold this. Can he get a second frag though? He's got support from his teammate as well. Holding down the playground position, that means he can focus on his choke point. He's still around the fountain, maybe wanting to reload now. He has to because he's got no bullets and JW will finally take him down. But as we can see, the CTs are very much advanced on IP. Dennis around the corner here, taken out with ease by JW, but will he expect a player towards the playground? He won't. Caught on a reload by Guess Right. Now what can the rest of Fnatic do? 3 players round a B bomb site. They know worst case scenario. They're in a 3 versus 2, looking to execute, but caught off guard. And Lecro getting taken down towards the site, gives the site to Fnatic.
2 versus 2. Smoke on the Molotov to extinguish it. The bomb has been planted, the pressure has been applied. Plenty of time here for Forest and Get Right, the dynamic duo. I think they're both as... I think Get Right is as old as Forest, or close enough, so... The older generation looking to prove their experience against their ex-teammate, and the new blood. Roland, speaking of which, Roland will take the surprise and take down Get Right. Forest now with lots of time against him. With the time against him, I should say. Not much time at all, in fact. Quite the opposite.
Literally the opposite.
As Forest will have to back away. And really need to Get Right there to be able to help him open up the bomb site. But it is what it is, and Forest will survive, losing a single point of health to that bomb as it detonates, and we'll go into the 4th round. as we'll see Fnatic finally picking one up. The AK will be saved by Forest, and the force buy could come in here for NIP, and I like to see that. Scout on Dennis, and an interesting selection of weaponry across the board here for NIP, which will be fun to watch, because with this sort of selection of guns, you would expect NIP to try to take initiative somehow and create a play early in the round. So take sewers, take connector, do something funky.
Smoking connector to buy time, to delay, to thwart. It's a waste of $400. There's another 400, there's 200. Throwing money in plastic bands at your opponents. Rez elevating his position. A very brief shadow advantage for him should somebody try to breach his position. You can spray through those divider walls with an AK, don't need an AWP. You never really see it, which is surprising to me because I think this area, it's not a shock that the Ts are in this position. Maybe there's an element of danger to it I'm unaware of, but just like the bench position used to be able to be sprayed on B of Mirage, you can definitely spray through that. But no one does.
Indeed. Well, there's a lot of things that they do well, and from Fnatic's standpoint, they're going to have to make this push work. That's a very aggressive play from Brolan, taking positioning against Edgar right now, Rez, and, well, NIP perhaps encouraged to save at this point. Lost the bomb side, you don't have any money in the following rounds. The question is, can you get a better situation in the next round with what you have now? And the answer is definitely yes, so they'll be falling back now and looking to save these guns, but Fnatic will likely realize that's the case pretty quickly, so they'll have time to hunt these guys down. There can be some really advantageous angles to play in sewers if you want to do that. You can crouch in some of the corners to left and right of where Forest was looking just then, but they will try to combine their efforts towards T-spawn. Dennis obviously using the scout for the long ranges towards the heaven position, and he will go down from short, unfortunately. They have to keep these last two rifles alive. Oh, and here he comes, and he'll go down. Two guns will be saved. Now the question is, where do you put these guns? What do you do with them? You're buying next round regardless. $2,400 for the team next round. So where do you put these guns to put yourself into a position where maybe you can win the round? I want a fountain push, James, or a sewers hold with those two rifles.
Let's see what they choose to do. The usual smoke, this will delay things, you never know what's creeping behind, and Rez has already made a play through it. Exists, spots a player early, continues to peek with the flash, and gets wrecked immediately by Forest. That makes 3 weapons now for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but can they get out of these positions? It's hard to rotate out of connector back towards the toilets, which may keep them stuck there for a while. Fnatic will know this, and they're charging up the long position. Dennis sees 2 at the very least. Not much he can do with the USP. But raised the alarm, pressed the big red button for his teammates, but out of position. How much do they really want to invest into this round when they can just keep everything for the next round, build on what they have, buy some Kevlar, get some grenades? Could risk the SMG players to try and get something, but as you can see, aim punch will be a problem for Rez. So, well, they have a lot of people around the back stairs, so it seems they will try and see what they can do. But I have concern for the likes of Velekro and Forest with those rifles. Velekro will pay his teammate and trade, and now the last 2 rifles will... They're in a 2 versus 2. Forest has a kit actually, so this is actually doable, but they won't get any of the final 2 frags. GW with a 2-man spray down, more or less. And there is another round for Fnatic, and the trolling with the spraying after the round continues from both sides. Well, from Fnatic, not both sides at all.
Yeah, they were loving it before, and now they're loving it again. So, 4 M4s and Forest's signature M4 1S. M4A1S. I have been using it as well, and I do like it. Rez with the fountain push. Aggressive setup from NIP, but might be an even more aggressive setup for Fnatic towards B. As the spray through the smoke is going to find a kill. Lecker will go down. That's a big kill, because now that will encourage Crims even more so to walk in towards this short position onto the B-bomb side. Forest will toss a smoke forwards. Forest will reposition, waiting for the cross. It's a very, very tough position now for NIP, especially with no nades. Forward smoke thrown, but that's only going to commit the T's even more, and you can see that they're going to get those entry kills left and right. Wow, JW, what on earth was that? Jumping through the smoke there, straight into get right, but they understand exactly where he is, so in a 1v versus 3, there's not all that much he can do here, not all that much in the way of options for him. You'll have to just chill out and keep it real.
Oh, that's another run for Fnatic. Get right, we'll try to make some bonus money. Hiding behind the pin, he's got good cover. There goes the train. Rumour has it, Sliggy's a big fan of trains. Often found in Clapham Junction with a notepad and some binoculars.
Biggest train station in the UK. Or at least has the most lines.
But is it the train or is it the rails? Maybe he just likes the big rails.
What a fan of the rails.
I have to say, Sliggy is a clutch god. Been
You
playing a lot of CS with him recently, and he got mad clutches, man. He's a clutch machine. Not quite clutch minister, but he's a clutch machine. Minister's a very hard level to achieve.
Yep.
But machine is, you know, there's a lot of clutch machine is. It's a good accolade. I'm not a clutch machine at all. I have a lot to learn. 4 high explosive grenades for ninjas in pyjamas on this CT side, and they're not using them early. So how will they use them? Towards monster, perhaps. That's where the lasers are pointing. But they need maybe first contact from the barrel position. That does not appear to be coming anytime soon, as Fnatic are taking it slow, like an R&B video. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. I hate R&B. At least the cheesy stuff. Not for me. More into the gangster rap myself. You a fan of G-Unit, Dan? Flip mode squads?
MOP?
Raw Digger? Oh, yeah, MOP's a good one.
There goes Crims. The creep! The crawl! Trying to arrive unannounced, but now he has made an announcement. And he's taken Lecro down to 22 HP. Not the kill though, but NIP certainly have a lot of attention towards that B-bomb side. No one towards A just yet except Dennis with the scout. And he will be found with his crosshair glued onto long, but that's not too useful. Oh, hello. Some legs. Some heads. And that'll be the round over with. Get Rights will be taken down on the trade, and Fnatic are attacking well. They've started off strong here on this T side, and we can only imagine that that will likely continue. They've got 5 AKs out, perhaps thinking of an aggressive, a faster pace round this time. And the AWP is going back into the hands of Lecro this time for the CT side. NIP yet to really win a round after the first 2 of the pistol, following the, well, the pistol round and the following one. And Lecro goes towards, perhaps he will go towards Sewers actually even. Let's see, checking the minimap. He is towards Monster, so that's a more typical spot. Sewers peak can be quite fun though. There's all sorts you can do with Norp on this map. Early CT smoke on Sewers to deny vision and control there from the T's. Brolin will make his way up to short, followed by the rest of Fnatic. They are looking like they have no intention other than to attack this B-bomb side pretty quick. Here it is, fast B, set B's coming in.
4 people up that short B position around the smokes. The spray will be good enough to take Lecro out, and the rest of NIP on the B bomb site will soon follow. Last 2 players out of position, helpless. There's not much you can really do but turn tail and just try and find the best hiding place. Sometimes hiding in plain sight, falling back of a frag is enough. And just like that, that's the round in the space of a few seconds. That's the advantage of the T side, abusing the numbers. They had the smoke grenades down in the right place to allow them to get into the right positions in or through the choke point. Then after that, the rest was quite simple. Simple affair for Fnatic, outmaneuvering Ninjas in Pyjamas for their 6th round in a row. Fnatic. Of course, NIP won't take long to be back on the buy at max loss bonus. Now they can buy a fair amount like the CZs and so on around these weapons. Maybe they go for a stacking connector or maybe even stack the A sites. You don't often see stacks in the toilets, per se. I'm sure with good reason. Brolan with his battered butterfly knife. A very young player. Had an emotional roller coaster in some of the ECS matches as well. He's been vocal on Twitter about those, but of course he had a good run at recent lands, which I think is great for him early on in his career in Fnatic and his career in general. Definitely the kind of boost you need. You know what you're capable of, you know the damage you can do. And I think it makes it easier when things don't go so well in the short term in certain matches and so on, because you've had a taste of what you're capable of, and you know your potential is beyond that. So I think that's pretty healthy for him. 4 players remain for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so it seems they bought more than I might have expected in this particular round. And Fnatic got the first pick, just making a play through the smoke near party. And now they sit on a man advantage with a minute 10 on the clock.
Quick find from Brolan, as we'll see once again Fnatic with an explosive start to a T rounds. Can make the difference though. Good position from Rez. As I mentioned, many good positions for the CTs on Suez. Echo with a good catch there. But where's the trade? Trying to punish him as he falls back through the smoke, and it's going to be another 2 quick kills for Fnatic. These T sides look violent. Tap.
That's really annoying, isn't it?
But it is you who has been shot by the guts. 7-2, and it's looking like the landslide here. Swedish landslide.
Have you seen a landslide? Like on a corner, like on a cliff where a house is?
No. Not in person.
It's pretty crazy.
Obviously on...
Not in person, no. I mean like on a screen somewhere down. I don't mean have you witnessed firsthand a landslide? That was not my question.
Oh.
But yeah, it's crazy. There's people who have like... In the UK, houses by a cliff, the cliff erodes, you don't have a house anymore.
Yeah.
But it's mad how, like, some places are built basically in the sea in America, but because the government have backed the insurance claims for them, they just get flooded and destroyed again and again and again and again, and just rebuilt again and again and again, even though
oh my god,
they're just going to continue to flood. So it costs them like millions, hundreds of millions a year. It's crazy.
That doesn't seem to make sense financially.
No.
This is quite the push from Dennis, and with already a 4 versus 4 and the T's moving up towards A from long slowly, this could be a big flank. Oh, hold it. Oh, what's happened there? Dennis. Tap. See you later, twist. Teabagging.
That matches the scheme of his CZ. Very good. Meanwhile, Fnatic have made their way onto the site with a long push. The bell's being rung once again. They'll plant for the stairs. Molotov will force Rez. He'll split him from his teammate. There's no trade. And again, the bullets will just rain in for Fnatic. Get right. Doesn't have too much to lose in this situation. And 2 players are heavily tagged. So there's one. Headshot no less. Plenty of weapons around him as well. He'll collect an AK-47. Pretty much got bullets inside. No need to reload. No kit though. So it seems he will steal the weapon away. Sheep in police clothing. A thief in police clothing, in fact. And that's round number 8 for Fnatic. Very aggressive and dangerous T-side so far.
Yep, it's not really looking like NIP are putting up much of a fight. But doubles come out. And perhaps this could be where everything changes and we get, 5 rounds in a row from NIP. Guns will be swapped around, and they'll make their way downtown. Yep. Throwing up the nades. Brolan will go down. It could start there from Dennis. And that's like one of the first rounds we're going to see NIP with a quick advantage, but quickly taken away by Twist. Aggressive towards Rez's position by the bench. Now he's going to try to push even closer. Will he go past the smoke? Yes, he will, and into the AWP he'll go. That's a position you have to be really careful of if you know there's an AWP out there. And now they're down to 3 players, and the bomb is down towards the playground area. Smokes again by the CTs to slow the progress of Fnatic. Fnatic with over a minute, they can still reset the situation by just playing slow and pushing map control elsewhere. It looks like they really want to attack into A here. JW's going to move out there, and Dennis with a third kill on the orb. So life is looking really easy here for NIP at this point. Nicely done by Get Right. Now it just exists, his former teammate. Dennis is in position. Now Exists has been spotted. That's a great frag though. What else can he do? Well, there's the other orb. So these double orbs have seemingly dealt with Fnatic's approach. So where's the adjustment? That's what we want to see now.
Exist has been a clutch god for Fnatic in so many games of late. It's really awesome to see. He's always been a good fragger, but I think he has been overlooked by a focus on the in-game leading and the vetoes, which apparently he was not doing in the last 2 years, despite getting lots of flack for it, which is interesting. But I guess it's good to be able to just look past all of those kind of things and focus on your own game. 5-round lead now for Fnatic. Plenty of opportunity. Well, there is opportunity, not plenty, but there is opportunity for Ninjas in Pyjamas to come back and have a reasonable score at half-time. Dennis holding on to the toilets area, or trying to. As you can see, many challenges coming his way. Can't transfer for the second kill, but Rez is there to pick it up. He'll get traded as well. 3v3 now, as Fnatic continues to charge towards the A sides.
Their position. In the midst of the smoke, he finds a gap, and that's a bomb down. Good nade as well, just making things even harder and harder here. Get Right doing so much damage, 9 bullets left, and that's all he needs. He is looking so good today. It's very clean kills. It's crazy because all the games today, Get Right's been the top of the damage. He's been crisp. And there's like a difference, because normally when we've been seeing him over the last few months, he just seems a little bit slower than everyone else. But here today, he's been looking just absolutely amazing again.
8-4. Here we go. Still more money for Fnatic. We've got the double HEs towards the playground position. Big have proven those to be very effective. This time they won't do so much damage. There'll be a boost in the playground. In the meantime, Crim's making a play towards the monster, so some aggression towards B from Fnatic. Passive start towards A. Again, let's not forget we have had those plays through the smoke from Rez in rounds prior. 4 players for Fnatic at present, just slowly clearing out the initial choke points. You see Dennis in a more aggressive position towards long. Around that bench area, not always checked when you have T's making their way up long. I think Dennis had support there from Rez, who stole the kill from behind him. Still on long, keeping an eye on things, and now he's got a 2-man setup with Get Right, but there is a hole inside the middle of the toilets.
Now they have to question everything. Is there a flank? Is there not a flank? And it's not really a great position to be in because there's no time to really tick all the boxes to check every position. You're going to make a risk happen at this point. Should be looking to catch the jump there. Does get some damage on the Get Right, but at this point NIP are heavily in advantage. Ooh, that's very nice. JW will push forwards behind that, and at this point NIP should realize that they are committed towards A. More nades to follow there for JW as he pushes in. Rez will defend though towards the bin as we get the 2 versus 2 ensuing, and Forrest looks to see if he can find a lineup there close, but not this time. We'll reposition towards Bank as Fnatic fall back behind the bomb.
Everyone's got a kit for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so they'll take it slow. We've seen some slow retakes from them, some beautiful ones on Dust 2, but this is Overpass. They've got no smokes. The bomb isn't planted in the usual position, so... Well, that said, there's still 2 peaks. Brolan being proactive with a frag, and he'll get a headshot onto Lekro as well. So the comeback is stunted for now. 9-4 in favor of Fnatic. The money is not great for Ninjas in Pyjamas in this round, so... Well, I was going to say maybe they eco for loss, but no. They're going to force it up. The AWP for Lekro. I wonder what his spawn is like. 3 pistols for the Ninja's side, and no, he's not going for the fountain pick. He is going towards B with the AWP. Maybe he has an aggressive look through Monster. You won't see Crims making his way to short B quickly. Jumping over just in case. And now what does he do? He's got to continue to be active because he is the main weapon on the Ninjas and Pyjamas side. They need an advantage. They need to pick something else up. Aggressive in short B. Forrest won't land the kill. Lekro misses the first shot. He knows he's had his bell rung. They'll finish him off with the USP. Take map control. Make it safe for a teammate to pick up the weapon if there's one close to him, but there isn't. He's pretty much on B alone at this point.
It's very true, very true. But the connector control is there with the CTs at the moment. Lekro's found his way in there. Garrett will be sliding, surfing around the sewers. I recommend the beach, but check it right, he'll be surfing in the sewers. JW looking to test the defense there towards the A-bomb site. The incendiary will be tossed in response. And there we go, we get some aggressive ones as well for the T side as they start to commit to the push as Rez is completely blind. Good grenades used by Fnatic so far. Dennis, very nice start there with the Deagle. Can't get anything else out of it though, as Get Right now tries to bunny hop his way into position. HE tossed out there, will not do any damage really, and JW will take him out. So another round goes the way of Fnatic as they hit 10 now in the first half, with a prospect to get 11, considering that NIP's money is trashed. It's been thrown in the bin.
Yeah, this is a rough one for Ninjas and Pyjamas this last round. Not much to buy. JW carrying the bomb. Molotov towards the tunnel. Sometimes you see a HE to follow up. Broland not waiting around, they will drop the smoke. That may be an indicator, because NIP will hear that. That may be an indicator of a fast play from Fnatic. At least they will secure map control at the cost of $300. 2 players here now. Maybe they'll try to catch a player jump peeking. Get Right though, charging forward with the CZ. And some spray from Exist. Not really working for NIP, but then was it ever going to? Rez alone, 1 versus 5. Rotating from A. A Desert Eagle and a flashbang to his name. You see some spray already through the smoke. Tries to avoid it, but there are so many targets. Nobody playing too aggressive. If he gets a frag, it may not be so easy for him to pick up the weapon. Although, well, let's see. Broland is getting a little closer. Molotovs are wasting more time. To the balcony, perhaps. Oh, Crim's taken out. 3 players left. Do you wonder how far he can go? Not so far. 11 to 4.5 for Fnatic. JW and Broland tying for the spoils. 18 kills apiece.
Yeah, that's pretty darn nice. It's going to be pretty difficult to come back from that for NIP. But, you know, they are having a good day so far, despite these problems here. It's a very different kettle of fish when you switch sides on Overpass, so perhaps the more aggressive side will be favorable to them. I say that, more aggressive, but in reality, the CT side can be very aggressive on this map as well and find success, but it is Fnatic who are on that side at the moment, and we'll see now that NIP will like to make their way towards the B-bomb site as they have only one man with any utility. That's Lekro, the leader. He typically does this in the pistols that we've seen so far today, at least, as Dennis will make himself known. JW with a very forward position to exploit the drop down, and door is open. They want to take the fights here. Might not necessarily be favorable. If you've got the CTs trapped in this position, it means that you probably can get to that B-bomb site a bit more easily. You'll get some shenanigans there, as eventually NIP will give up the ghost and go towards that B-bomb site. But the bomb is the player that is, rather the bomb is on the player that's furthest away from the bomb site. Like, you got to get on to that bomb site, and finally he will make his way over there for that plant. And the T's will be trying to trade out against these CTs. Not going too well so far though. 5 versus 3 here.
There is some position though for the counter-terrorists of Fnatic. Catching Get Right on the reload. Didn't know how close they were going to be. Now, I don't know if there was a kit on Twist, but if not, they need to get on this bomb quickly. That's one way to do it, by taking everybody out. There is the pistol round for Fnatic. 4 players survive. 2 players could get a cheap helmet at the very least. Maybe JW as well, because it looks like he got a headshot. Indeed, look at that perfect armor. Plenty of cheap headshots. Is he trying to draw the Fnatic logo or something? I don't know. The cheap helmet often means you can get a rifle. JW on the M4, Crim's on the French gun, the FAMAS, and Brodan on the M4A4. So just all rifles basically, expecting most people to be sans Kevlar. They would be right in that. Only Get Right has chosen to buy that. Going up in the corner in case of an aggressive push. Right then, 4 Desert Eagles starting in connector looking for meat shots. Creeping around, trade frag situation. Huddling together. Crim's being very, very, very careful.
I like that a lot. There's no need to challenge at that point. If you take a fight, there is a chance you lose the fight. If you lose the fight in that position, that means that someone from the B-bomb side likely has to rotate. If that happens and it was going to be a B attack, now the B offense is weaker. There's a period of time on the rotation where A is weaker. There is just problems. You can avoid all of that by just not peeking. It's not just you dying. There is a huge series of implications that follow it. And here goes the push, and oh, well, it looks like you can't deny an IP this time. The Eagles raining in, and destruction will be had. The Lords of Destruction.
Meaty.
Shoutouts to Diablo 2. Lord of Destruction.
Existent twist. What do? Take one in the face, apparently. 4 Deagles, proving very successful for NIP. And away we go. That is quite the turnaround.
And away we go.
So painful if you now win the pistol and then lose, because your opponent gets more money before they beat you, and then just life gets even better for them. Arguably the better way around, despite you having to concede rounds, because it's easier for you to win more rounds now because their money's in the bin.
To be fair, it was like that before as well.
Yeah, but you get more money for losing the first round than before. So you get more money, and then you reset them. You get an extra $500. You get bonus money, Dan.
Well, NIP poised to take momentum. Momentum. And JW will just watch. He's just watching as things happen. He is an observer. Interested in the movements of the T's, but yet to pull a trigger. Yet to decide who should live and who should die.
What are those balloons pointing at? They're pointing at something. There's something secret going on, and they're pointing at them.
What do you mean
Some
pointing?
kind of, it's an arrow, look.
Oh.
You know what pointing is, Dan?
No. What are they pointing
give up
at?
the view. Somebody tweet down and explain pointing and its purpose. I can't really, this is too much for me to take on. It's been a long day, and I cannot explain pointing to Dan at this juncture.
I don't think there's anything going on. I think you're just a conspiracy theorist.
That's definitely pointing at something. The North Star, the entrance to a secret door to the next operation.
Oh, very blind indeed. But NIP will bust down the front door regardless. 3 versus 2. Plenty of time to get the bomb planted. CT's trapped behind smokes. Not a good look for Fnatic here. They are in trouble. JW, you can see he's just like, well, can't see much, can't do much. Oh, that should have been a hit, and there you go. Follows it up. They keep giving him peeks. He might be able to get something here, but he'll be running around and dropped as he jumps, and that's 12 to, or rather 6 to 12 as Fnatic lose another round, and it's a full eco for them now. So NIP looking good for at least 7 before the next buy comes into play. And Dennis on the AWP, so that's good to see. It can switch around a lot for NIP.
$2,000. Catch-up time. Rez likes his yellow. Okay, right, it's a good start for him. Falling back, trying to avoid any response. There's no one in connector, so it's good that he runs away immediately. He's vulnerable to connector, vulnerable to a boost. So he just excuses himself from the entire situation, puts range between himself and his opponent. Now, if he had stayed there and looked back, he would have been at a massive advantage. They're stuck in a tunnel. It's easy for him to spray. He's putting a smoke down on the site now. The flashback, he can still avoid these players, shoot them through the fence. 25 bullets, good for 2 frags. I like how he throws the a weapon away, you never quite know if they're going to pick it up and have like auto weapon, whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. To be
I
honest.
think it's quicker than switching to your gun.
Might just be that as well. Yeah.
I think that's the reason. I do that as well. I think it's faster. I don't know if someone can confirm that for me, but I think it's faster.
You don't even have a crouch button. Test.
What are you talking about?
Playing with Dan, playing Counter with Dan is always a challenge. First, he never has his anti-cheat on. Second, sometimes he doesn't have a crouch button bound. Third, sometimes he starts the game and his headset's either not working at all or his microphone's not working. Fourth, sometimes his computer's not working entirely.
Yeah, life is really hard. Life is really hard for me. I'm just like, there's always things going wrong. It's so funny. I have this new thing that happens. Just like, I don't know why, but I always get like a crash dump in my paste, in my clipboard. So whenever I try to
he can't copy and paste. He can't even copy and paste.
Whenever I try to paste something, it's just like that's just what happens. And I read about this issue in Windows, and you either have to like uninstall the keyboard or reinstall drivers or something. But I've never had to touch drivers before, so I don't know what's going on.
My name's Dan. How do you copy and paste? NIP in a 5 versus 2 as the short B position has been firmly taken control of by Get Right. An underhand smoke, HE grenade into the smoke in case any players are lurking, maybe looking for a pop flash or something, but I think those players have come and gone. Roland and Exist remain versus an NIP who are charging back. Only 4 rounds on the CT side, 1 in the first half. So far, only 1 in the second.
So it's just testing, seeing what's going on. Not much to be had though towards Monster. We'll spot some presence, but there's so many T's alive it can mean anything at this point, and the bomb is indeed going towards A. So this round will be shut out, or shut down rather, sorry, as NIP will take it. Just Brolan left to try to save. Even at a spot recently where my computer was working fine, I turned it off, come in the next day, turn it on, and I think it took me a while to figure out what was happening, but every time I tried to launch Counter-Strike, it crashed. Every time I tried to launch any game from Steam, it just crashed on startup. Everything was crashing, everything was messed up and slow. I was like, okay, what's going on? And I figured out after a while that it was my Windows user profile was corrupted from the Windows update. So I had to create a new Windows profile.
That's just great, isn't it?
And I think the paste thing is maybe because of like swapping keyboards and stuff like that. Might be I don't know, to be honest. So I have to fix that problem.
I have no idea. I've never had that, but
that's the thing. Like I don't know where these problems are coming from. Just
do you have a UK profile for your keyboard?
no, I didn't. Everything was default.
You should just install that and see what happens.
I've done that now. Hasn't changed anything.
That's bizarre. I've never had that in all my years of messing up computers.
Yeah. It's a really annoying one. You forget how much you use copy paste until you have that problem. Anyway, oh the well, hypnotic Deagle.
The honey badger.
And it's not too much really going on here for Fnatic. So it looks like a reverse sweep from NIP. They have a great momentum on this second half. And you know, Get Right is continuing to beast. He's 23 for 12. I really can't tell you if I've seen Get Right play this well in like the last year, honestly. Today, just consistently every game, it's like he's a different man. What's happened?
He's changed his diet. He no longer eats beans. He's in a meat-only diet.
I mean, if Get Right can just always play like this, then NIP would like definitely level up, because not only is he playing really well, it's I think it's been one of the
how you gonna play me like that, JW?
Can't do that. Can't do this. It's BM. Fnatic being little BM monsters today, haven't they?
I love it.
BMing all over the place.
All stillmates. Friendly rivalry until somebody gets hit over the head of a chair. Still, just the 1 round won by Fnatic in this half, and that was a pistol round. So you may not even count that, really. 2 sniper rifles now for Fnatic, so a change in approach. Twist and JW. One of the great strengths of this Fnatic roster is the option to do this. JW towards long, Twist towards B. Holding down that short B position. Likely to catch a player looking towards the barrels from the angle he is holding. And he's getting aggressive. He's going aggro, taking the automatic positions.
Well, I'm listening in for information. Smoke. Well, I'll start to hear the footsteps. And he's going to be able to call to his team, you know, stepping towards the toilets. And you can see JW will make the rotation to help him out because he can't see that side. Banana, as some call it. Oh, miss from either side. That was a big opportunity for both. Rolando will take initiative towards long as JW puts his attention back towards toilets. Another miss coming in from him as he has to fall back onto the bomb site. And now he just had to chill on A. And, oh, exist. Able to do the damage there to get right. 4 versus 3 in favor of Fnatic now as they wait for the push to come in. And they are dropping NIP like flies, one by one. Fnatic looking good here for 13. Hello.
Hola. Catal. Thank you for coming and goodbye.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Well, there it is. The second round for Fnatic. Winning by timeout. Not a terrible concern for Ninjas in Pyjamas because they are to the point where they might start losing money by winning rounds. So it's time to splash the cash. Go to the shops, get the Manolo shoes, whatever bag's popular these days, and all that stuff. 4-round lead for Fnatic, not as big as you might think. I think it's misleading because they're so close to 16, but may feel like a cavern if they lose this round. That's not a good start. Brodan taken out, JW missing his shot, unable to respond properly. There's a flash, doesn't do the job, and there is a response frag. But again, getting back into the toilets area from that position, and connector even more so, not so easy. Rez with a 2K, fast-moving round so far, HE, which does some damage, but it tells NIP where one of the last 2 players is. That's a lot of information.
Depends how much time I suppose is killed. Well, that's a connection, finds Crims, and doesn't matter for NIP too much what they do as long as they go together and looking to split onto the B bomb site. Crims wants to get ahead of the split or catch Rez. Not expecting the push on short. It's a good play from Crims, but he can't get into cover in time. But as he made it easy enough for a twist, I don't think you could really consider this easy at all in any definition of easy. Will not apply here as Twist goes 1 versus 2 against 2 NIP players. The bomb is not planted yet though. The bomb is on the site, however, and there we go. Ooh, Get Right. My goodness, 28 kills for Get Right. 28 for 13. This guy, what has he been eating? What is going on? This is crazy. I've never seen Get Right in every game play so well for so long.
It's pretty good going.
He's got 28 kills, James. He's got 13 deaths in a game which they've been losing.
I'll go the HE grenades. It's a poor round for Fnatic. Poor in potential, poor in equipment. It's just poor. Never paid too much attention to those flowers before, but look at them. It's a nice shade of purple. The balloons have been annihilated. They don't point to anything today. Creeping around, seeking. Nice transfer from Rez. Nice taps. Pad them stats. Where is the last player? Can all go together now. Try and keep Dennis alive, but beyond that, I think Forrest may need to catch up with his team because he's carrying the bomb towards long. Twist looking around past the graffiti from an iconic moment. I always forget that one's there. Almost never see it when I'm in the game. But there it is.
It's the first one, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think it was that one, then the Dust 2 one to Fnatic with all the orbs. And then I think it was What was the one after that? Was it the Columbus Major?
Don't ask me to remember things, Dan.
The Cole, and then after that, the simple one, the Desert, and then the Dozier one. And since I don't think we've had one since Dozier, right?
Dozier was the most recent one, but I wonder.
That was obviously that was when Gambit won Krakow, so that's a long time ago now.
11-13, and the money still sucks for Fnatic. Just 2 rounds so far in this half. Some money will be spent. A scout has been collected by Crims. 5 smoke grenades. Okay, are we going to see some kind of Inferno levels Stratego? I can't imagine how that would work on Overpass. I don't imagine they would need to deploy a smoke early though. So maybe there's some kind of next level late game smoke grenade attempts. I would imagine it's on the fly. Let's see what it can do. A minute 30, no smokes deployed just yet. We must keep an eye on these smokes, Dan.
So you can see they want to wait as long as possible before throwing them. So they can waste as much time as possible. That's the goal. And usually to do that, you have to play it in a risky way. You've got to take contact or get a good guess or get some information. Like now could be very good for JW to drop one or for Brolan to drop it so that JW can keep his gun out. And that's exactly what happens. Good timing. That's at the minute mark when the first smoke was used. That's really good pace so far here for the CT side. And there you go. That's the smoke wasted. But that's fine because, again, they've been doing pretty well with these smokes. Brolan, very important kill there. Oh my god, all the damage through the walls. NIP know that. Wallbang's hit. Flashbang goes out. The quick push comes in. It looks like NIP are doing a good job here, moving into the bomb site. And it was a good effort from Fnatic, but it's not working out.
We finally saw a wallbang. But not only a wallbang, but a follow-up of a high explosive grenade fadeaway. Really awesome. Twist will try to run away, but do you believe he will be cut off by Lekro?
Mine. It's my hope.
2 players lost for Ninjas in Pyjamas. I like the idea from Fnatic. Started off well, but the wallbang was too much. Outmaneuvered the opponent, Ninjas in Pyjamas. But they're still a round behind. Now we have the buy come out for Fnatic. Well-equipped Fnatic, no AWP. Plenty of utility though.
Do you have to have an AWP for that wallbang?
No, you can use an M4, an AK.
Oh, okay, rifles work too.
Yep.
More you know. Spawning for info there, Twist. No fast play the Suez for NIP. They might just go for a really slow pace this round from the looks of things. Oh dear. Gary will mess up that flashbang. That's fine. It was only a flash. The old boost. Don't see as much anymore. There's smoke as well to slow things down.
Why? Oh, they're boosting on the balloons.
You don't often see that either.
Yeah. I remember there was this video on YouTube where this guy was inviting these kids to kick this football, but the football was actually made from concrete, and they would like try and kick it and then fall over.
Oh no.
And it just reminds me of those like rock hard balloons people are standing on. It's a really stupid video.
It's basically just inviting children to
like really small kids
break their foot, break their toes.
Yeah.
Breaking your toe is just so annoying because you can't do anything about it. You just have to suffer for a long time.
I dropped my PC on my toe once and ripped it in half.
Yeah.
My big toe.
Shouldn't drop your PC, James.
Yeah, and you shouldn't drop towards the B bomb site sometimes because Rez will take you out. Look at the quick execute from Ninjas in Pyjamas. All of a sudden, they're all over the A bomb site. Selling a nice fake. 4 players there. The bomb planted in a smoke. Get right spotted. But Rez will save his bacon, leaving Crimson Exist to wonder where the CT rounds are. There has been a drought in the match altogether, but now in the second half, maybe it's worse for them because NIP can see the finish line. And they appear to be at the advantage at the moment. Another round bites the dust, and Ninjas and Pyjamas, it looks like, will tie the score. 13 apiece. What do Fnatic need to do to change their fortune? Those are the most barren shelves since Marcus on Mirage.
Yeah. Yeah, they are very, very barren, aren't they, on Mirage? Got bleach, toilet paper, and that's about it. Anyway. 13-13, a close one here between these two teams, as Fnatic take a tactical timeout to figure out what the hell to do. Their money's not in the best of places. I mean, Exist could drop a rifle and they could try to force it, but I don't think that's really wise at this point. So, you know, they wait one round and they can have a really good buy, and any money that they don't spend, if they're smart, can turn into another buy if it fails with the loss bonus. So if they manage their money perfectly, they can have 2 buys here, and well, in the following rounds. And they really need those. GetRight's 31 for 13, which is very impressive. Again, I just have not seen performances like this out of GetRight in quite some time. So it's really, really rewarding. Whenever you see someone who's so prolific as GetRight, if he's having a good time again.
That's exactly what they need as well. If you consider the scoreline, so they needed to get those frags just to help them get to this point where they can now overtake Fnatic. This is basically an eco round for Fnatic. Exist with the AK-47 and the rest on pistols. And again, for NIP, it's about identifying the biggest threat, neutralizing it, and then going on. Well, how about that?
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's nice to attack the connector position from the high ground and the low ground at the same time. The Molotov play didn't quite work out, and after so much good work and tying for the score in essentially an anti-eco round, which should have been a formality, Fnatic have 4 AK-47s and an AWP on JW. What a change.
It's one of those rounds where, again, you have hindsight, so hindsight's always 20/20, but you do wonder, though, in those rounds where it is anti-eco, unless it's been misread by the CT side, that on the T side, why would you move a lot of players through connector? It's the easiest place to get kills with pistols, so it's generally not wise to challenge that position. You can easily shut it down in other ways. So NIP are punished for not running a proper anti-eco round, and it creates a lot of problems. As you said, they do have more or less unlimited money now still, but it's about rounds at this point. JW with a difficult shot there, scoping in only once, and still hits it. Very nicely done. 4 versus 4, as we get a trade towards toilets. And you can see Dennis, he realizes that with that kill towards toilets, that JW would be out of position after that last frag. Gets an attempt at damaging, but can't quite find the frag. It's holding the angle. The flashes come back in, as he now can't really take the angle again. Advantage Fnatic, I would say, at this point. Time running low. Utility almost, well, non-existent for NIP.
That lurk smoke at the front. Well, that can be a lurk smoke. More to the left. You can throw that from short B as well. Does allow the Ts to threaten, at least, to get close to the site. And as we can see, Fnatic are in retake territory. That's a perfectly timed grenade, though, so it shows they could be expectant, but GetRight continues to be on a heater. So important for his team. Needs to tie the score once again. Cribs trying to hold down the water position. Traded immediately by Lecro, leaving Twist now as GW falls on the low ground. Now there's a very important frag for him. That should have been guaranteed for Dennis. Rez in the red. No more grenades for Twist. Bomb planted. Does he dare try to get off the site, especially with that AWP? Probably not. Watching the low ground while Lecro watches the balcony. Twist last spotted here. Walking out with an off angle for Lecro. That will be enough, and the score is tied again. But normally Fnatic would have no money here because they've been reset, but they stole so many weapons in what was their eco round. They all survived, basically. So they have an extra buy because of that. Otherwise, this would be the round to where NIP basically win the match, but that's not the case because of that previous round.
Oh, here we go, 14-14, and this is where it could be decided. 3 players towards A to begin with for Fnatic. NIP with a default there, spreading across the width of the map, looking for as much map control as they can find early on. Ooh, that could have been one for JW, but not quite committing to the angle. NIP not really attacking connector so aggressively this time. And Fnatic just disappearing on the maps, just going straight to those bomb sites, playing a pretty catch-all defensive setup, 2 and 3. 2 on A, 3 on B. JW will be teased. Oh, another miss coming in. Need to go forwards to get that kill if he possibly can. It's a pretty strong angle, but if they are in toilets, it can be dangerous. Oh dear, that's exactly why JW's in trouble.
I like that he didn't go for an instant repick though, because I feel like maybe in the past he would have. He's trying to play safer, especially at such a crucial time, but he was still outmaneuvered and he paid for it. And maybe reading that Fnatic will send people towards the A site with JW caught so close, they start to push towards B. Twist almost getting a second kill there. He's still got to exist by the, never mind, he's taken out by Forest up close. He's got a bomb Forest. And it looks like NIP are going to match point, and this is a very strong position, but Brolan, a young lad for Fnatic. Can he avoid the AWP of Forest? He can, and Get Right's on 12 HP, and he can't clutch it. Brolan with a 3K, making it look easier. Formality, picking up the AWP as well. That is not what I was expecting. And look how much money they have. If they lost that run, they lose the match. How do you keep a cool head in that situation?
Yeah, and especially, I think Get Right will be gutted because he'd been dinked previously running into the bomb site. And so he didn't have any HP in that situation to really take that fight. So now Fnatic are in a great spot to potentially save themselves. That was really the only way to do it. And you know, even the difference of getting a win by defuse as opposed to elimination is important here. The extra $250, you get more for bomb detonation if you're the Ts, or bomb defuse if you are the CTs. And here goes JW, quick peek. My goodness, Lecro absolutely ready for that. Had a good spawn, a better spawn than JW it seems.
Very, very good spawn. I've never seen somebody just waiting for a peek like that in connector before. Maybe he got a run boost off his teammate's head or something, one of those opportunist things, but here we are, a chance for Ninjas in Pyjamas to take this to overtime. Brolan spotting at least one player towards long, jumps past, sees that one player again, but there are 3 players, so it seems Forest will hold an angle while 2 of them walk up. Information shown and hidden at the same time. There's the burst, 2 players exist, rotating towards the stairs. But look at the position Brolan's put himself in. Catching Lecro off guard, and there's Exist taking advantage of that distraction. The bomb's been dropped now, down to a 3-on-3. NIP have to win this round to take this to overtime. We have a boost from Fnatic just out of sight for Forest, but now it's been revealed with the frag onto Get Right.
Forest with a re-smoke there, try to guarantee himself a plant, make it an unusual spot just so he can make sure that he gets it down. That's holding from Bank. MP9 Famas and M4 are not necessarily an ideal combo, but they'll try to make it work here. Is Forest, who's forwards with that AWP. Now it's down to him. He misses the shot, and he's going to be crunched in on by Crims. 16-14. Fnatic. I don't believe it. NIP, I thought they absolutely had this one, but Fnatic will win the match. And you got to feel bad for Get Right. He's been playing so well, and yet, unfortunately for him, and for NIP, they will lose this game against Fnatic.
Yeah, but looking at Fnatic, it's a great win for them. Again, they've had some trying losses in ECS themselves. Some of them have been vocal about it, being disappointed, feeling like they let people down on Twitter. But this is a tough test for them, especially with Get Right playing so well, especially with the comeback, and to turn the tables in such difficult fashion just with the pistols when you're probably in a situation to lose the entire match is unbelievable stuff. The temerity for Brolan to get that 1 versus 3 towards the end as well is unbelievable. So I think that to win in that fashion for Fnatic is a great mental boost for them as well. So while it's disappointing for Ninjas in Pyjamas, I think it's fantastic for Fnatic. Get Right with 3,200 damage, but not enough. That's in normal time. That's very rare. But, I mean, credit to Brolan as well. 26 frags, not too far behind Get Right. And it will be Fnatic to take the W on Overpass. And here are the implications of that. NIP finish in 3rd place. Now, I don't know, I think it's FaZe versus Mouse Sports to come, so I think that they've probably made it to LAN with those results NIP, so we'll double check that later on, but if that's the case, then congratulations to them. Fnatic, they're not at risk of relegation, I don't believe. I guess they probably beat G2 on the head-to-head, so they should be okay. We'll see how it goes when everyone's matches are finished, but there's only a few more to go, so watch this space and we'll get to the rest of these matches.